busy? Mm-mm. Okay, let me run something past you real quick. I'm going to ask you this question, and you tell me exactly what you muster up. What's the first thing that comes to mind? If I were to tell you that you are supposed to multiply in this earth, what exactly does that mean to you? Now, I'm not going to hold you. Prior to this conversation and me giving it any real thought, I had, heavily influenced by the Abrahamic situation there. I thought multipliers, you have a lot of kids, you on your Nick Cannon, if you will, that you, I don't know, whatever it is that your family, like if your grandma had 9 and 12 kids, she multiplied. Probably wasn't really that good at math. God bless her. That's somebody's good grandbaby. But definitely made sure that there were several Social Security numbers linked to her. And so, yeah, that's multiplication. But something shifted within the last couple of hours for me. And I'll tell you where it came from. So last night, my husband and I were watching what was it? I don't even remember. Oh, we found this sidebar. We found this show called The 7-Year Switch. Apparently, I think it's on Hulu. Don't hold me to it. And apparently, it's people who had found a rough patch in their marriage and just decided, you know what? Let's go to some experts. One of them just so happened to be one of the experts that used to be on Married at First Sight. So I was like, when I saw her face, I was like, oh, okay. But they decide, you know what? Let's go to the experts and let's go ahead and tell them what the issue is. And then what they did was pair them with opposite spouses. So one of the couples, what was his name? So it was Aaron and Heather. Aaron and Heather swapped spouses with, it was Lilia and Tony. And so it was extremely interesting. The one thing I will go ahead, let me bring it all back and say about Hulu is the difference between that and Netflix, because I'm brand new to the Hulu world, is that it has commercials. And the commercials is sometimes it's informative. Sometimes we got to go ahead and mute it because I'm not, y'all can't tell me, stop speaking illness. I'm just going to mute you. I'm not going to really hear it. Sometimes it's funny. And I came across one, I think it was for the General, it's insurance, and Shaquille O'Neal was on there. And so this particular one, I guess they left him in the forest for a long time. And when they came back, he had like long hair and like a beard, and he looked aged relatively for someone who was left in the forest or what have you. And so the person came up and was like, hey, is that you? And he was like just looking at him with a blank face. And then once he got Shaq to start talking, Shaq was like, oh, give me a minute, my skunk is almost ready. Hilarious, right? But immediately I looked at that and I was like, yo, Shaquille makes it happen. Let me tell you something about the O'Neals. They make it happen. So I looked over the husband. I was like, he's been doing a lot lately, right? And I was really inspired by the fact that he just is not known as a great basketball player. He's not just known as, the sneakers because, he had to get his custom made as a child because of his size or what have you. So I took the liberty to be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and look up some things. And I promise you this is real time. So I'm super excited about what I'm about to learn with you. So I went on lovemoney.com. It says Shaquille O'Neal, he owns the following. Various including Five Guys, which if you don't know, is like a fast food restaurant, burgers and fries situation. So he owns Five Guys and Auntie Annie's Pretzels. He is said to own 155 Five Guy burger restaurants. On top of that, there's a big Aerostol. Reportedly, he has 40 24-hour fitness franchises, 17 Auntie Annie's pretzel franchises, and 150 car washes. Then it says, according to thelist.com, that he's been acting in commercials since the early 1900s, per Mel magazine. But he has been in significantly more since retiring from the NBA in 2011. USA Today credits him with promoting 50 different products And there are likely even to be more brands that are seeking him out as the next star of their commercials. It then goes on to say that let's see, his business ventures, they have that he owns numerous Papa John franchises. Oh, this is unbelievable. Most of them are located in California, according to sportcasting.com. And then according to celebritynetwork.com, it says Shaq earns $20 to $25 million per year from his post NBA empire. He has endorsement deals with companies like Icy Hot, Gold Bond, Buick, Zales, and others. Now, let me go ahead and explain something to you. I had to go look some of that up because offhand, I feel like everywhere I go, there's an O'Neal attachment. I happened to go into Zales because I wanted to pick up something for Mother's Day. You have a nice day. And I happened to look to my right, and I was like, Shaquille O'Neal has a jewelry line? Huh, look at that. I'm looking on Hulu with my husband last night, and I'm like, the General, I never even heard of this insurance, but Shaq is on there, so wow, okay. Then I was like, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, he was a police officer for a little bit in Georgia. I believe it was Henry County, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he dabbled into that for a little bit. And he's an NBA commentator. Isn't it on ESPN? One of the ESPN. Okay, so ESPN. And then, doesn't he have a sneaker line? I know that he has a sneaker line. This is all information that I knew off bat just by being, I'm a basketball fan. So I keep in contact and little tabs on what people are doing or such. And then it dawned on me. I said, yo, that is super inspiring. But not only is it inspiring, it's what we were called to do. Would you be shocked if I told you that Shaquille is doing exactly what the Lord commanded for us to do? Before I get into that, I was like, you know what? Because I like to go ahead and see what the bishops at the New Oxford Languages is saying, right? So I was like, define multiply, okay, for the grandbabies who may not know. Because as soon as you hear multiply, you think about math, you're like, I'm going to go ahead and head out, and you hit me with the SpongeBob meme. But that's not what it means. Have a nice day. Multiply is not always about math, but it is. So according to the bishops at the Oxford Dictionaries and Languages thereof, I looked up the one that said, because it has various different definitions, but this one was an adverb, and it says multiply in several different ways or respects. So I said, okay. So what I'm finna do, Lord, Holy Spirit, you're gonna have to come along with, we can ready to read this thing, and I am flawed at what I'm about to go ahead and just. Yeah, it's going to get good. Let's just go ahead. You know that I read from the NLT version, right? So I'm going to always bring it back to the Bible. And so in Genesis 3, this is where, let me make sure it's 3 because I could be telling you wrong and I'm a good grandbaby. Actually, I want to go ahead and go to Genesis. It actually was 1. And so all the way down, I'm going to scroll to where God actually created humans. And I want to read it from there. So Genesis 1, NLT version. Verse 27. So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female, he created them. 28. Then God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. 29. Then God said, look, I have given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth and all the fruit trees for your food. 30. And I have given every green plant as food for the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life. And that is what happened. 31. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed and morning came, marking the 6th day. Let's go back up to verse 28. So after he created us, this is what he told us. Then God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Pause. You blessed us. And then you told us to be fruitful and multiply. I don't want that to go over your head. I wholeheartedly believe that God blessed us with anointings and wirings, and he customized each of us in our own little package way and said, I gave you everything that you need to go on earth and multiply and do something with what I gave you and make that double, triple, whatever you need to go ahead and do. But please don't arrive back to me the same way that I packaged you. I truly do not believe that people have one gift. Call me what you want, but that's my truth. And if you even stop to think about it, do you have two things that you're kind of dope at? Like, yeah, it can go either way. You know, you wouldn't do it as a full time, but you probably do it like a side hustle. But somebody asked you to do this and the third. I have never met anyone that didn't have more than one gifting. Anointing and calling, totally different. But gifting, like you're gifted to do something, like you have an eye, and the way that you put your touch on stuff and the way that you customize and do that, like, yeah, there's a backing spiritually when you do it. Like, it's amazing. You ever notice that? You thought it was just regular, like everybody should. No. You have the Midas touch, ma'am, sir. Okay. This is something that, not everybody is doing. But then I want to go ahead and bring this to your attention. Skipping a few verses over to Genesis 9, I want to read to you what he told Noah. So, verse 1. Then God blessed Noah and his sons and told them, be fruitful and multiply. There it goes again. Fill the earth. And that's pretty much what he told them. And then the rest was to animals. But then when you drop down to the 7th verse, it says, now be fruitful and multiply and repopulate the earth. Okay, sir, God, what do you mean when you keep saying multiply, be fruitful and multiply, be fruitful? Like, I feel like if you're repeating this many times, then you're doing that because there's something that you want me to actually get. There's something that you want me to pull from. There is something that you're like, I'm trying to get your attention. And do I have your attention now? Can you hear me now? I want to give you a compare and contrast kind of thing. When you go over to verse 20 for Genesis 1, it says, then God said, let the waters swarm with fish and other life. Let the skies be filled with birds of every kind. 21. So God created great sea creatures and everything living in it. So all that other stuff that he's doing, this, that, and the third. But then 22. Then God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply. Let the fish fill the seas and let the birds multiply on earth. Okay, God, like you told the fish that too? Actually, he went ahead and told the livestock, I need you to go ahead and produce the same like your kind. Whatever I did with you, I want you to go ahead and produce that. It was like, okay. And then he was letting it know once it got to other things, it was like, okay, so I need you to go ahead and reproduce exactly what I gave. But to humans, we were given a totally different set of rules, a totally different command. It was be fruitful and multiply and repopulate the earth and fill the earth. So immediately I started thinking about the apple. I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna start living what I like, because I always like to title the seasons that I'm in. I'm gonna go ahead and call this portion of my life the apple season, because the apple, if you really give it its due, its props, is the only thing that has multiplied to the point of, like, bro, I'm impressed. You can't find a juice without an apple in it. How do I know? Because I may or may not be the grandbaby that is allergic to such, and I can't find, okay, you can't find a juice without apple in it. It's hard to find a smoothie that tastes good without an apple in it. Apple went ahead and found itself in somebody's pie. Apple went ahead and found it in somebody's bag of chips. Apple went ahead and found it as somebody's candy. Apple went ahead and found it in somebody's fragrance aroma. You want apple lotion. You want apple smelling candles. You want apple soap. You want, like, what you want? That smells like apple. How does apple smell to you? It's a household smell, ma'am. You should know. Yeah, apple does find itself in garnishing and salads. Okay, apple is running these streets. Okay, and so what I said was, I dare not, you dare not, we dare not be outperformed by an apple. Bruh, I need you to start looking at how God packaged you and saying to yourself, how did God package me to win? If the Bible literally says he blessed them, he had to do something. He packed you with something. He anointed you with something. He wired you with something. He gave you a passion about something. He put a thumbprint on you that only you can go ahead and re-customize in this particular world. He gave you something and then said, now I need you to go into the earth, multiply exactly that, and then, be fruitful and fill the earth. Because he told the livestock in them, I need you to reproduce exactly that. So what did he bless you with that you have yet to multiply? One of the reasons why I really love Beyonce? Because she's just not a voice. Okay. Beyonce, literally, without looking nothing up, actress, we're not going to talk about how well, but actress, okay, had a clothing line, a fragrance, music, demolished that lane. Have a nice day. She went on her own label, right? She went independent. So there are some lanes, there are some things that is like, I went ahead and I told husband, I was thinking about Cindy Crawford because I was looking up furniture. And I was like, Cindy Crawford is a supermodel. I'm sure that one of her probably prayers or one of the things that it was like, oh God, if you could really just do, was she probably just wanted to be the face of fill in the blank. Oh, if I could just be the next Victoria's Secret model. Oh, if I could just have my face to be the first thing that you see when you walk into Macy's, that would be exciting. And then God blew her mind. I'm more than certain when he put her as the face that will also be in every Rooms to Go, at Ashley's Furniture. There's going to be, listen, wherever, who would have known that a supermodel could have gone ahead and gone to in a completely different lane. And now you are conquering in the lane of home decor? Really? I think sometimes we get it confused, right? I think we think that multiplying looks a lot like, reinventing yourself. So if you've been a banana this entire time, I need you to go ahead and, do something different. I need you to start being a pineapple. And I don't think God is leading us that way. I think you can do the Shaq where you really dominate your lane. Bruh, you like NBA, you like talking about basketball, you play basketball, so you know what the sneakers should feel like, so go ahead and do that. And then I think he allows you to dabble in other things that you're like, that would be a new lane for me. But can you get in it so you can conquer it and demolish that one too? Who would have known that somebody who bounces a ball will also be someone who their face is in a jewelry store? Bro, what do you know about creating a pizza? I don't, but I know I like this one, and so I'm going to go ahead and back that one up. Shouts out to Papa John's. Sir, what do you know about a pretzel making? You wasn't no chef or anything else. Like, you're right, but I'm going to go ahead and back up somebody who's already doing it so that it can multiply my particular finances. Like, I think that we're getting it twisted. Like, so here's my thing. And I'm giving the challenge early because I'm super excited because I'm getting ready to go ahead and do this for myself. I need you to write down everything that you're good at and everything that you're interested in. And I need you to come up with ways that you dabble into that so that you can have multiplication in your life. I do not believe that God gave you this entire life, this entire Social Security number, this entire journey experience on this muddy blue and green earth for you to do one thing swell. No, Serena Williams, bro, she got tennis. She got all the above. You Google it. You see what I'm saying? And that's not isolated to just celebrities. as far as God concerned, we all on the same level. It's what you're doing with it. Some may take a little longer. I'm sure it didn't take Shaq that long to go ahead and produce a jewelry line as it did to probably get him to go ahead and get certain endorsements or to get into the NBA. Do not forsake small beginnings. Do not look at small beginnings like it's, if the Bible literally says that God will give you more than you can ever ask or think, more than you can ever ask or think, then you need to be living that Exodus life. You need to be living that particular verse. That verse needs to literally be the melody to your song of life. What interests you? I was driving the other day. My husband, who's ordained to be a minister, he is an ordained pastor. He's in the process of building a new ministry. Is also has his professional job in the daytime. Looked at me and was like, I think I want to go ahead and dabble into opening up a movie production, like movie studios. I said, bro, do it. Because I watched this grandbaby watch movies in a way that doesn't look like it's enjoyment. Brett is seeing it in different ways and dissecting it in ways that I could never even. How did you see that? Oh, you saw the way, good shot. You saw the way that they offset that lighting and did blah. I don't know. It don't interest me to that degree. But if God put his imprint on you to see it differently, then you got to go ahead and see it through to see what God can do through you. Multiplication is waiting on you because God already blessed you. And he already said, be fruitful and multiply and fulfill the earth and repopulate the earth. It has nothing to do with leaving your mark as much as it is, did you go ahead and use everything that God packaged in you? How many ways can bacon be used? How many ways can, you see what I'm saying? It's just like, if we can use the fruits and the foods of the world multiple different times, it can be a garnish here, but in this setting, it could be a herb. It can be something for your plants. It could be like, it's so many different ways to use something. How many different ways can you use the things that interest you, the things that you were called to do? Like, what is that? And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start it off. And I'm matter of fact, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you where this really started. Like, when I started giving this some thought, I was like, ooh, there is I'm trying to see if I should say it. We all grandbabies here. I trust it. It's whatever. There is a gossip blog site. I don't know what you call it when it's on IG, but it's called Gossip in the City. What really got my attention is that this woman is making a fortune from gossip. Okay. She has VIP packages on how, if something is like high, like, ooh, that's real juicy, then it's a VIP, whatever. And then she has her middle packaging, and then she has her lower packaging. She also has something called Stocks in the City. And so there she tells people how to invest their money and this, that, and the third. She also has a book where she's teaching the game, because she also has an OnlyFans that she's making lucrative. Okay, it is lucrative with all from this one seed of gossip. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't knock nobody's hustle. Nobody's good hustle. Not a good grandbaby. I'm from New York. Like, it's a concrete jungle. It is the mecca, okay, of anything that is hustle. So when I see a good hustle, I tip my hat like, yo, shouts out to you. But like, at the same time, like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm in the kingdom with it. You understand? And so at this point, now I'm thinking more business minded. But not business minded, because that's worldly. I'm thinking more multiplication. Like my daddy said, I blessed you. Multiply, okay, and be fruitful. And so I am in the process, and this is what your challenge is. I want you to write down every single thing that someone has said, man, you're good at that, but you really paid no attention to. I want you to write down the things that you're super passionate about. I want you to write down the things that you were like, you know what, that would be cute to do. I need you to have a list that looks like, when you look over it, you're like, you know what, dabble here and dabble there. I like these things. And I want you to spend the rest of your life multiplying those things. Real talk. And I'm going to go ahead and start it off now. There was a point that I wanted to go to school for interior decorating. Oh my goodness, interior decoration. It interests me. Not enough to make it a career though. I learned that very quickly, but enough to have my attention. Like I would love to have just a corner of some things, different pieces that would look good together and that would look good together. That is so dope. I would love to have an app. I want to find every single way that I can use my voice, my intellect, the way that God customized me, my quirks, my everything to go ahead and be global enough, to multiply enough to the point that all I did was just use what God gave me and the things that interest me, and I multiplied from that. You want to know one of the main reasons why I'm so inspired by Tabitha Brown? Because I'm literally seeing this woman multiply. Actress. Has a segment on Calm, right? Which is the app that calms people down because people find her voice really calming. She has now, from what I hear, I don't know, it's a limited edition, a seasoning with McCormick, okay? And every grandbaby knows who McCormick is because they sponsor Laurie's, okay? And your grandmother had it, yep. And so we all are very aware. And so they allowed and partnered with her to go ahead and do a seasoning called Sunshine. Are you kidding me? This woman is on TV shows. This woman, she wrote a book. I am looking at this woman and I'm like, bruh, you are multiplication. And to be quite honest with you, I think that's how we're all supposed to look at ourselves. I don't think that you're supposed to, let me go ahead and just do a spoiler alert. You ready? Huge spoiler alert. Usually the thing that God has for you to do that is going to be your major source of multiplication, you probably don't know anyone else who's doing it or wants to do it the way that you see it. Okay? I need you to understand. Let's go ahead and get over the few hurdles. I don't know how to do that. I don't know anyone who's doing that. I don't have the money for that. I wouldn't know the first thing about starting that. But guess what you do have? Oh, me? You picking on me? Okay, raise my hand. Okay. Me, grandbaby. Okay, good. The Holy Spirit. Ding, 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 ding. Number 1 on the board. Yes. We're going to play it. What else do you have? You got the internet? Yeah, because we live in the 21st century. Word. The internet. Bing. Oh, number 2 on the fifth. Bro, we killing it. We only got 2 more answers. You ready? Okay. What do you have that you can see this through, even if you don't have a livable, tangible example in your inner circle? You can Google someone who actually is in your lane because it probably is not brand new. It's just new to you. Bing! We win a Family Feud. Okay. Last one, because after this, we're going to get the double points, the whole situation. We're going to play for the money. Okay, quick. So what is it that you have or that you can use, even if you don't know someone tangible in your circle? Okay, what else? YouTube. Ah! Killed the game. Killed. We won. We won. Listen. Listen, tell Steve Harvey. Hey, Harvey. Listen, we ready. Which two? You want me to go? Because we can ready to do fast money. You want to go? You want me? Okay. Did you hear what I just told you? I wish you would look at any hurdle in your lane and allow that to prevent you from running. What? Not when the lane was already orchestrated for you to win. Ma'am, sir, if you don't go get your gold medal, I'm going to tell your mother. I'm not playing. I'm going to tell. Matter of fact, I ain't going to hold you. I'm going to tell God. Nope. And I hate to be the tattleteller in the kingdom, but if that's what I have to do to get your attention, then it is what it is. What you want me to do? Tattletale for the kingdom. Have a nice day, okay? But you know what these conversations are? because I feel like you got what you needed. So don't play with me. They life-provoking conversations that who else is going to have with you but your favorite homegirl, okay? I'm excited. I have a list to write because the Bible says to write it down, make it plain. And I'm looking at a list that I wrote earlier in the year, and God is not playing. So guess what? I'm not playing with you. But I'm gonna go ahead and let me go. And if you don't do it, I'm gonna tell Dad. And that's just what's gonna happen. And however it lightning thunders in your house, you have a nice day. But you've been warned, okay? Later.